Hi, my name is Libby Bex, and I'll be talking about a nationwide abortion ban, the causes, the problems, and solutions to abortion. At a young age, we're told that murder is one of the greatest crimes a human can commit. As a society, we believe that murderers should go to prison and get the death sentence. But in the last few years in America, we've seen the issue of abortion come up repeatedly. There are usually two sides to the argument. There is the pro-life side, where people believe abortion should be banned, and the pro-choice side, where people believe it is their body and they can choose to have the baby. Now, how do murder and abortion go together? Well, they're both murder. The only difference is one person is born and one person is still in the womb. According to the perspectives on sexual and reproductive health, there was 1,026,690 abortions that happened in the year in 2020, while according to the CDC, there was only 24,849 homicide deaths in 2023. Both are murder, but both are looked at completely differently, and it's time that we start valuing the child in the womb just as much as the person outside of the womb. Because the Supreme Court has overturned Roe v. Wade and has turned the issue of abortion back to the states, there's been more abortions. According to the same article referenced earlier, the number of abortions in 2020 was 930,160 abortions before the overturning of Roe v. Wade. That is a difference of 96,530 abortions. If Congress passed a federal abortion ban giving the unborn their right to life, we would not only see a drastic decline in abortion rates, as well as a significant help in women's health. Abortion poses a significant threat because it not only kills the innocent, unborn baby, but it also causes great harm and long-term effects to the mother. According to the Women's New Life Clinic, they stated, the National Library of Medicine, published in 2018, both agreed that abortion is constantly associated with elevated rates of mental illness compared to women without a history of abortion. There are a lot more long-term effects with abortion that I'll get into later, but it's important to recognize the negative effects abortion causes for women. As I talk about abortion, I'll get into the problems, causes, and solutions. Let's first talk about the problems caused by abortion. The first problem is the harm to the baby. According to the National Library of Medicine, it is a procedure to end a pregnancy. What is not talked about in the article is the harm abortion does to the baby. Now, whoever says a fetus is not a living human being is just factually wrong. Biologically speaking, human life starts at conception when a sperm and an egg meet. But when does the baby start showing signs of its life? Well, just at the first week to 4 weeks is when the sperm and egg meet to make a zygote, and going into the 5th week, we start to see the brain, spinal cord, and heart of the baby, according to the Cleveland Clinic. Now that we know that the baby in the womb is truly living, can the baby feel pain of the abortion? Well, yes. According to the WebMD, research has shown that babies can start feeling pain as early as 7 weeks. Usually pro-choice people cited people say that it is justified to kill the baby in the womb because the baby cannot feel any pain, but it is shown that the baby can, which is even more of a reason to ban abortion. If murder is illegal, then why is an abortion? There is no difference between abortion and murder because both are killing a life that has a heartbeat and can feel pain and that has brain waves. As I stated earlier, abortion is constantly associated with mental illness. According to the Louisiana Department of Health, some women have reported serious psychological effects after their abortion, including depression, grief, lowered self-esteem, regret, attachment, flashbacks, and substance abuse. What is not talked about with abortion is that just because a pregnancy is ended with abortion, it does not take away from the psychological pain of it. There is more than just mental health risks associated with abortion, but also physical harm. According to the Palm Beach Women's Clinic, women are at a higher risk of preterm birth, pelvic inflammatory disease, and uncontrollable bleeding or damage to the uterus. Abortion ends up causing more harm to the woman than it does good. It does not make sense that we have a law that allows women to suffer more. We're told that abortion is a woman's right, but aren't women's rights supposed to support and uplift women? Instead, this one is destroying. Now that we've discussed the problems of abortion, we'll uncover the underlying causes of it. The main cause of abortion is financial circumstances. It isn't any surprise that babies cost a lot of money. You must buy diapers, a crib, clothes, just to name a few. So it's not surprising when the BMC Women's Health Clinic came out with a study of why women get abortions. According to the study taken from 2008 to the end of 2010, 950 women from 30 abortion clinics were questioned. About 40% of them said that it was due to financial reasons. It does not help that due to inflation, that it has become more difficult for just the normal one person to afford living expenses. Because financial circumstances are one of the top reasons women get abortions, it shows that if they're unable to get one, they're much off worse. According to NPR, most women who already seek abortions are already low income. Research shows that these women who are banned from ending their pregnancy, they end up worse off. Now, this does seem to counteract my claim, but it actually doesn't. To ban abortion, we need more governmental help to struggling mothers and get financial resources they need. So to ban it is not just to ban it and leave struggling mothers alone, but to also pass laws to help mothers. After addressing the causes of abortion, we'll finally consider the solutions to the problem. One solution is legislation. The first example of an abortion ban we can see is in Indiana after Roe v. Wade was overturned. Indiana put into law making abortion illegal with only certain circumstances that went into effect in August of 2023. Before that law went into effect, according to Charlotte Loiser Institute in 2022, there was 9,529 abortions in Indiana. But after that law was passed, there is now only 4,673 abortions. This is important because the birth rate here in America has been declining 2% annually from 2014 to 2020, according to the CDC. A decline in birth rate can cause many problems for the future generation, like fewer workers and economic and global impacts. But we cannot just ban abortion without having more resources for women. One of the most common resources the government gives to women with financial needs is called a WIC card, which stands for Women, Infant, and Children. This card is only given to women who are considered in poverty. An example of this is from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It says that if a family of 3, they can only make $47,767 annually to be considered eligible, as well as the mother must be pregnant, postpartum, breastfeeding, or have a child under the age of 5. To be able to make a federal abortion ban work, the requirements for this card needs to be raised. There are tons of women who have children but yet are still struggling. For example, my sister-in-law has a 7-month-old baby, and both my brother and sister-in-law both work full-time, but yet are still struggling to make ends meet, and yet they still make too much money for this card. The last solution that we can do is having general population help. The government is not the only thing that can help struggling mothers. If an abortion ban did happen, the Catholic Church has a big organization called the Gabriel Project. According to their website, they offer pregnancy information, assistance with prenatal care, maternity and baby clothes, cribs, strollers, and other baby items, referrals for housing, medical care and counseling, and parenting support or adoption information. This is just one of the many nonprofit organizations that can help with mothers in need. Additionally, we as a society can make these resources well known. Instead of telling women that abortion is the best option for them, we should inform them about the dangers of abortion and let them know all the organizations ran by the government and nonprofits that will help. We need to start to inform people about how the pro-life movement wants to care for not only the baby but also the mother, and abortion should never be the answer. As we explored the issue of abortion, we looked at the problems, the causes, and the problems that cause women to get abortions and solutions. While abortion will most likely not be banned nationwide anytime soon, every state that puts law into place with restrictions or bans, we're one step closer to having all life being valuable, no matter the age or how small they are. It has been seen that abortion causes more harm than it does good for the baby and the mother, and is usually seen as an only choice for women who are struggling financially. If the government can raise the minimum income for women who can get financial help, and if we can do our best to inform one another about the resources available, we can one day make abortion legal nationally, and no family will have to worry about having to struggle to take care of their child. And these are my sources.